welcome back to Slayers versus TSL. Very, very close series so far.
Yep, 2-2 apiece between these guys. We saw an amazing game last time on Tal'Darim between Killer and Ryung. Intense final few minutes of that game, but of course, Killer taking it out eventually, and we're actually seeing on Belshir Beach Slayers Vin come out. Very excited to see this game. We always see Zergs come out to try and get someone on this map.
Yeah, they really do. You know, when the Belshir Beach gets selected, I was like, when I was saying they might pick Alicia, I saw Belshir Beach and I was like, I don't know about that actually.
You say it and then you just change your mind.
Well,
there's a lot of different possibilities as well though, so we'll get into this one very shortly. This is of course going to be Slayers Min versus TSL's Killer, both very strong players.
Killer not known for his PvZ, but he has been known to do interesting things in this
Well,
matchup.
I'm sure that's what Slayers were considering when they took out. So, of course, the map is starting now. Let's get into it. Take the next match.
Yep, will Slayers take the lead, or will their opponents TSL take it here? It's going to be a ZVP. Min, strong ZVP. Killer, not so much. Down here, or up here I should say, the top left, a member of the team Slayers. Very strong Zerg. He is
Slayers Min.
And his opponent, our Red Protoss, will he prove Wolf wrong and show us some great PvZ today?
TSL Killer.
I had to do it, I'm sorry.
That's alright, man. I love doing that stuff. I'm just not as critical as you are.
Alright, so ZVP on this map. Usually, like what we've seen in the previous team leagues, we saw Violet do it twice for MVP coming out. I think it was twice versus Slayers as well. It's generally more an aggressive start.
Yeah, you normally see roach openings when you see someone try to do a fast expand on this map because the natural is so wide open. But what we saw last time, I think it was Alicia who went for a build like this, a Zerg. Name escapes me. It may have been Violet.
It was Violet,
yeah, okay.
yeah.
That's what I thought.
And it was just a really great SimCity.
Yeah, great control, and he did the probes on stop position around the cannon. The Zerglings just really couldn't do anything.
And then the Roaches got stuck in between the Vespene guys who are in the middle patch because of some great force fields as well.
And it's a Nexus first, not a Forge fast expand.
Ooh.
And this is going to be pretty hard to hold, but obviously this has been practiced so many times by Killer. Yeah. If anyone can hold it, I mean, it's going to be a pro gamer like Killer who's done something like this so many times.
Looks like that drone is just sitting there.
Yeah, the drone's trying to block the wall, and I like this.
Yeah, he can sit there for a long time.
No gas is being taken by Min, so I don't think he's going to try to actually get aggressive here.
It's possible. Of course, the pylon behind the mineral line to stop any kind of running around there by Zerglings.
Yep.
This drone continuing to stop this wall off.
He has made 6 Zerglings instead of the usual 4. I think he's going to try to get in here before the cannon is done. I don't think it's going to work.
I don't think it's going to get there in time, no.
It's not going to work, but if he does get a few Zerglings in there, it's very annoying. And
of course, a pylon going down. Oh!
I bet he wishes he got aggressive now. Blocks that, cancels it though, and hatchery does go down.
So Overlord is coming into the base here. It's hard to find a spot to actually get a lot of information when you bring it back through.
This may be a perfect wall, but I don't know if those Zerglings come in there. They can't. Oh yeah, they can. The probe was blocking.
Yeah.
He's going to try to force a cancel on this cannon.
Whoa, a little bit too close.
He knew the exact spot too before he even tested it. That was crazy.
Whoa, getting his couple links a little bit too close, losing one. Doesn't have much time here, and that cannon, of course, taking a few hits. Oh, nice probe block.
Yeah, Killer playing extremely well here. Remember, this isn't much of an investment though. For Min, he's just doing this.
He's trying to find a hole.
Exactly. If it basically says, okay, well, if you mess up a little bit, I'm going to get a huge advantage, and if this doesn't work for me, it's just a little investment.
If you get 6 links into that main, there's nothing. He just has to pull all these probes to natural. That's all he has to do. Of course, he's trying again. Does not want him to let through there. He's actually engaging a little bit behind the cannon this time, though. Nice stop position. He's just wasting those probes' time right now with these links.
Yep. And does lose 1 probe.
Just going to force those links back. But this entire time, we've seen nothing but drones coming out here from Min.
Absolutely. He didn't make any more Zerglings. Now up to 23 drones, 4 more about the pop, the at 27.
I like that cyber core placement. No more of that for him. He's actually stuck in there now.
And in fact, he's going to target down these lings with the natural. That might have been a little much, but he's like, get out of here. You're not welcome. See some geysers going up here pretty soon for a Zerg player. No! No, we won't. Well, I mean, we still will see them fairly soon, but not as soon as I thought. What we're going to see instead is a third hatchery.
Because there is a probe running around there.
He hasn't seen it yet, but he's about to. Oh, yes, he has.
He has. He hasn't seen the natural, though. But that's to be expected because he had that pylon there.
Indeed.
Good choice by Mint here. You're actually going to see a Stargate come across.
Yep, and a Zealot coming out here as well to put on a little bit of pressure, knowing that most likely his opponent has not made any spines, hasn't made any more Zerlings at home.
Well, this will actually be very frustrating for Min, especially if a Void Ray gets over to that third, because there's no creep really just yet. It's a long way around, even if you do have creep there, it's a long way around for those queens, and then just right back and forth for those Void Rays as well.
That's a great reaction to make that Stargate when seeing this.
I like the positioning of that Overlord on top of that high ground as well, in the middle of... No, not that one, the other one. Down here. Just behind the natural mineral line, on top of the cliff. Been able to see most things. Actually looking at Min's vision, does he see that Stargate?
He absolutely sees. He even sees it moving. Like he knows what it's going to be making too.
Yeah.
And I can tell you guys what it's going to be making. It's going to be a Void Ray first. And this probe gets near and sees everything. There's that Void Ray. These gates about to finish up here as well.
Oh,
and
Min gonna see that as
like,
well.
I gotta get out of here.
He's seeing everything right now, which is amazing for Min.
Yeah, really, really fortunate for him to see these gates. Warp gate research getting pretty close to being done. +1 weapons also finishing up here pretty soon. Spores already on the way. 1 at each base.
And look at this, the creep is connected now.
Did a great job with that creep spread.
Going towards the edge of that cliff just to get it there as soon as possible. I like that.
Making extra queens. He's completely prepared for this. And sometimes when these sort of things happen, I mean, what can you do? Your opponent knows everything you're doing.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate.
But he's actually about 15 supply down. Well, I say that, and then he just made a whole heap of units, and he catches back up.
+1 melee attack on the way, Zerling speed on the way as well. He's making mostly Zealots here.
Yep. With
this Void Ray, +1's going to finish. This is going to be a nice little timing attack at the third base.
Does see that coming though. He saw the Zealots with the Xel'Naga towers, the Void Ray with the Lings. We do have a Spine Crawler going down as well. He's going to be able to, he's got 2 queens there. He's going to be very prepared for this. Oh, he's actually might catch this probe.
Yeah, this is actually...
The delayed gas, though, is really starting to hurt him with the link speed.
Yeah, it really is. And he's going to lose a lot of these Zerglings here, which is very crucial. The Void Ray isn't really going to be able to target down that spine, though, and there are a lot of Lings. Speed just finishing up here. If he doesn't wait for more Zealots, I'm going to be disappointed.
He had 5 Overlords in production just then as well. And here come the Zealots into that
third he sees that many Lings. He's like, oh,
he's actually going to go for it anyway. Goes straight through it. Stalkers are backing these Zealots up, though. A lot of these Zerglings are going down because there is +1 weapons upgrades. The Zealots are through, but there's still these 2 queens here. Need to back up.
The Void Ray back.
Both players need to back up here into that Spine Crawler for these queens. He's going to be able to take that down. Focusing down that Void Ray yet again. And
oh, he misclicked a few times. Wanted to get that spine.
Yep, these Lings are going to chase down these Stalkers. More Zealots being warped in here. Poor Killer. He needs to get a lot of damage. Don't go off that creep for those queens. There we go, pulling them back as well. More Lings coming through. A Spine Crawler being repositioned. The second queen is working on it. All these Zealots are being surrounded.
This is looking really bad for Killer. He's losing a lot here. He's invested
more.
So much.
The Lings reinforcements is going to completely shut down this ground army. More Zealots being warped in.
Yeah, warping in those Zealots was also a mistake. He's going to lose all of those Zealots.
Well, I think he might clean up these Lings just barely.
Just barely. Well, no.
No. There we go. But Overlord's in the wrong position right now.
Well, he does have a few extra ones, so it won't be too bad. Robotics Bay on the way, just one this time.
He really wants to get rid of that pylon though, so now that he has those, he's going to lose a few Lings, but it's going to be worth it.
Absolutely worth it, yeah.
We have Passage lands on the way now, going to see some investments coming through.
This is the timing where things get really bad for Killer because he can't take a third base for a long time. He's just going to have to turtle up and try to get a Colossus army. The problem is his opponent's already got those Infestors on the way.
He's still 20 supply up.
This is true as well. It's a rough spot to be in as a Protoss when you...
Whoa! Those Zerglings trying to take out the pylon. 4 Zealots being warped in. I think he might actually... No, he's going to clean those Zerglings up.
And the thing is,
He really wants that third
Min's
base.
kind of okay with losing those Zerlings because he did a lot of damage to the Zealots, and he's still kind of keeping himself in a map-present way. And he's gonna look at this, just sending more
He's just
Zerlings
constantly
forward.
throwing Zerglings.
He's got +1 on those Zerlings. Look at this. I mean, I don't know.
Well, he's against the wall now, so they can't really be surrounded, but there's a lot of Lings. He really wants to keep that pylon.
Well, the weirdest thing about that was he didn't just target down the pylon and cancel all the Zealots anyways. He could have done that, but that's not a huge investment to lose those Zerlings. He's got total map control, although for some reason doesn't have the towers. Now you heard Wolf say that he sent a Zerling over there.
Yeah, we are getting Overlord speed and drop as well, so has he dropped a Baneling Nest that we haven't noticed?
No, not yet.
There we go. Just constantly being aggressive with these Lings. He really wants to keep those Zealot numbers down. I really like that coming in from Min.
Doing a great job just being aggressive, controlling the map. Yeah. And like you're saying, keeping the Zealot numbers down. Why not? You're that ahead, go for it.
Alright, so
third Nexus going up here, and Zerling's running in. The Colossus trying to do what it can.
It's actually really funny when you see a whole heap of Zerglings kill a Colossus. But of course, Min taking that fourth base at the top right-hand corner there as well.
We've got 2 Robos up here, so double Robo all the way, making as many Colossi as he can. Right now, already, 4 Infestors on the field, 2 more about to join them. That'll be 6. He does have the energy upgrade. Drops, finishing up.
And Observer sees all those Infestors.
And Colossi are a pretty good choice when the Infestors are out. The problem, though, is he can't be mobile and aggressive yet. He's got this aggressive army moving forward. He's going to have to turn around. You guys didn't get a shot of it. Well, he's trying to decide whether or not he wants to go in the middle of the map.
This creep spread for Min is amazing, though. The problem with, I think what you're trying to say is he really needs a meat army to defend those Colossus against the rest of the
Exactly. You can't just have Colossi, and that's essentially what he has here. He does have some Zealots now coming in to join this. The problem is with some good Fungals, this army will just melt so quickly.
Yeah. The sentries are very fragile when you come into a lot of Fungals in the way. He did get a Twilight Council there for the extra upgrades, but you see a lot of Protoss just go for High Templar without Storm just to feed back those Infestors, because the big part of this army right here is those Infestors. He wants to fungal the units so he can do some Baneling drops eventually, by the looks of it. He's got some Overseers. Whoa! 8 creep.
Yeah, whoa!
There's a lot of them there, but of course, this creep spread, pretty much half the map is covered right now.
Remember, guys, when you have that many creep tumors, they kind of just spread exponentially, so he's not, like, doing it wrong and not spreading them as far out as he could. He just, if you use that many, it just exponentially increases how fast it goes. Now, we've got Zerling drops loading up here. He's going to drop into the main, most likely, because there's a huge area for that. That's going to be kind of his counterattack motive here. He can't really run the Speedlings in to do counterattacks. He's just going to drop as counterattacks.
Yeah, well, I like this because he's banking a lot of minerals right here. He has 4 hatcheries. He knows where the army here is for killer. If he drops that into the main, does as much damage as he can remax and then defend his main himself.
But with all these Phoenixes coming out, it's a really big risk.
And he can actually lift up those Infestors.
Yeah, that's
very
exactly.
quickly.
I think that's his idea behind the Phoenixes. Plus,
there's a lot of Infestors.
Yeah, look at that, man. And he is just going to come forward with these Infestors only, like not even bring any other units, taking out that Zealot with fungal growths.
Well, no, he's not.
Well, here comes the drop.
There we go. Lots of Lings coming into the main here for Killer. He has to come back to defend this. Here come the Phoenixes. He will most likely supply cap. Oh no, he will definitely supply cap Min here with killing all these Overlords, but he's going to lose a lot of tech. He needs to bring these back. He's got Void Rays here. Where is the rest of his army?
I don't know, but there are Infestors coming into the third base, and these units are so clumped up, unstable.
Yeah, all the fungal growth going down a little bit too close there. All the Zealots being taken out there. Oh, there go the Phoenixes, lifting up a lot of those, but fungal growth going down. He's defending this extremely well with those Phoenixes. He did not expect them.
This was a bad choice, I think, by Men sending just Infestors forward. He's going to lose all of his Infestors.
The Phoenix is just chasing him down. There's nothing he has to defend it. He's not giving a chance to actually drop infested Terrans out.
Yeah, he didn't even really land any Fungals when he attacked that. No. He hit like 1, and it didn't even hit the Colossi.
And he's finally cleaned up those Lings in the main, but he lost his next. He's going to lose a lot of that gas, and now Min is in a tough spot. He needs to stop this attack that's coming through.
Yeah, using Fungals on these Phoenixes isn't actually really going to help him all that much.
No, it's not.
No,
we have a lot of Zealots coming through. Oh, he's actually going to go for it, lifting up more Infestors here as the Phoenixes come through. They can't Fungal growth.
Yeah, this is looking really bad for Min. He's got 7 Ultralisks on the way, but...
Whoa, I don't think it's going to come out in time. They take forever.
If he can buy just a little bit of time and keep that hit points low on these units, it might be okay.
He's trying to fungal all these Zealots as best he can. He's got a lot of Overlords still in this main here. But if he loses this base, it's okay, because he still has a lot of these drones, unless they get caught off guard. He's banking on these ultras.
Yeah, when these ultras come out, I think he actually might be okay. But remember, there are still Void Rays in this mix.
There we go. More
well.
fungal growths going down on these Colossus, being lifted up yet again.
Those Phoenixes starting to get a little bit low.
I really like this response to the Infestors. Rather than the high Templars just lifting them all up, we do have the ultras coming out. This turn in production now. They just take so long to get here.
They do, and some of them are about to pop pretty soon.
He needs to be careful though, because if they come in one at a time, it's going to be very dangerous.
He has to attack with them immediately as well. He doesn't
there we
want
go.
them
He's
to be
trying to
rallied
save
like
them.
that.
He's trying to save them as best he can.
He's attacking. Oh, Zealots.
There we go. These Colossus still going to do a lot of damage, but these Stalkers and Sentries dropping to these Ultras. There's Ultras behind the Colossus as well. Why are they not coming forward? These Colossus dropping very quickly. They're not running under the cliff. I'm not sure why. We also got more Zealots over at the top right-hand base being cleaned up.
Yeah, we've got one Void Ray chasing down some Ultras. That's kind of annoying for those Ultras, but...
so he will defend himself, but he's lost a lot of units here.
Yeah, you see,
and he's lost 2 bases.
The thing is, though, from here, he doesn't have an army.
Yeah.
The Killer doesn't have an army, and his opponent does. And now it's going to be his turn to lose some bases.
Yeah, absolutely. That Void Ray is going to work on those drones there.
Look at that kill count right there, man.
Yeah.
He's about to unlock the achievement
49
for this tournament account.
50. There's nothing there to stop it here. It's going to keep going higher and higher. As we do see a counterattack here by Min into the 3rd base for Killer. He's got Immortals out now. They will
they're
do
going
a
to be
lot
really
of damage.
helpful. They do have +2 weapons.
But there's also a lot of Lings in this mix as well. If he can get a surround on these Immortals, it'll be huge for him. There we go.
Man.
Archons as well being warped in.
Archon's doing a pretty decent job, but those Ultras, they just have too many upgrades. They're level 3.
But those Immortals are just tearing through them as best he can. And he's going to clean this up. But, oh, this is so close, Wolf.
Yeah, this is an awkward position, man, because I'm like, well...
59 kills on that
neither
Void
of them
Ray.
have a solid army or a solid economy. They both are just on... Well, actually, Min has 2 mining bases, but the second mining base here at the bottom left kind of finishing up for Killer. And, you know, I don't know what to say. Right now, the Overlords that dropped the Zerlings are going to retreat back. He may try to do another drop. What is going to be the next 2 moves from these guys is going to really decide what the game comes. And 4 Ultras in production here, I think that might not have been the right move. I think maybe getting some Infestors out instead would have been good. And oh no! It's not good to be these Zerlings.
No, well, the Immortal
Ultras,
Archon mix.
Oh no!
The Immortal
Void
Archon.
Ray, sorry, I'm just like the Void Ray is going to catch up with those guys. They're massive units, does bonus damage.
The Immortal Archon mix here is really devastating to Min's army composition. He needs to mix it up.
Needs to have some Infestors. Absolutely, or some Hydras even, but I mean that's kind of out of the question
looking
at this
at this
point.
Min is back down to 3 bases right now because he lost those the 2nd and the 3rd.
Yeah, he's
There's nowhere safe for him to expand right now.
2 mining bases.
Yeah. And at the same time, it's the same for Killer though, because he lost his main Nexus. He hasn't even rebuilt it.
And he's actually only mining from 1 base for some reason. Now he's transferring his probes over.
Okay.
And this Archon Zerling army does not want to fight this.
No. Absolutely not. There's Zealots in the mix there as well.
He is starting to finally add those Infestors into the mix. Level 3 Carapace on the way. That's going to be really helpful as well. Killer has 2-1 upgrades. His level 3 is about to finish. That drone will never become a hatchery.
But both of them are just starved for money right now. Because they both took out a lot of bases for each other. There's just no reinforcement army.
This is a really, really scrappy situation for both of these guys.
The first person to compose
there's a prismatic
themselves...
core failing. I don't know where it is, though.
Yeah. The first person to compose themselves and get a solid economy will be in an amazing position right now. That 63 kill Void Ray.
Void Ray with 63 kills. Try to go into the main.
Oh, these Ultras attacking in the worst possible spot.
Those Ultras take so long. They're so
he's actually going to
expensive.
drop.
This drop is going to be completely... It's going to catch him completely off guard.
But he's also losing one of his 2 only mining bases here, and it's going to walk straight into the
both
3rd.
of them, actually.
There's nothing he can really do about it. He's dropping into the main here, losing a lot of tech and a lot of gateways.
And basically, here's what's going to happen, guys. What's going to happen is Min, he's going to have to kill the Protoss army faster than the Protoss can kill his. But if the Protoss just goes home, he's going to lose his whole army. What I think we're going to see is Killer target down this hatchery and then go home and defend. Yeah. And then what can Men do from there? Well, not a whole lot.
He's borrowing all these drones. I don't think there's an observer left because the Spore Crawler's killed him.
The observers flew into spores. There's none left.
Yeah.
That's fine, though. There's no mining hatchery. And even though if he does a lot of damage to these production facilities, the fact of the matter is it's not damaging the army.
Yeah. was actually just Void Ray is taking out an Ultralisk.
This
coming
is
down here at the
not
bottom
looking
left.
good for Min, and actually it looks like Killer, rather than going home, is just going to use those Void Rays to clean up and just go kill his opponent, and I think that is just going to be enough.
Yeah, well, there's nothing that Min can do to save himself.
He has no anti-areas, no infestors with this drop. The Ultras are just slowly dying to Void Rays.
Is that Void Ray with 63 kills still around?
I'm trying to find him, man. He's a commander. There he is. He's defending the bottom left expansion all by himself. That guy is the Executor, man. He is the new Protoss Executor.
Of course.
He's going to be in Legacy of the Void.
Of course, the supply now dropping to 60. Losing that hive, all the tech structures here for Min. A very intense game, but this Void Ray is going to defend yet again.
And yeah, that's that Executor Void Ray, man. He's the last defense.
He wants 67 kills.
The Ultras are like, I can get this, and they will in fact get this.
Oh, reinforcements coming through.
But I mean, getting that doesn't mean anything because the drones! We didn't get a shot of it. About 80 drones in a pack got killed by an Archon.
Yeah. Probes are going to work on this hatchery.
This is I think that's actually the last structure besides creep tumors.
I believe so. There it is, GG.
I'm like trying to find out where the other structure was. Oh, he had one extractor.
Yeah.
Min, very displeased, and I don't want to say as he should be, but when you're in a head in a game like that and you end up losing, it's very, very disheartening. And I'll admit it, going with all of the infestors at once, I almost thought he was doing it just to be like, BM, like, oh, I'm just joking, like, I'm so ahead of you, I can do this. And then that was the worst choice he could make.
But he didn't know the army that was there. He was banking on the fact that the Colossus and all the army was going to come back to defend the main.
You shouldn't bank on that, though. That was
it happens a lot. Like, he did lose that Nexus. He didn't drop as many units. It was just he didn't count on those Phoenixes. He didn't see the Phoenixes until they showed up and just started lifting all these infestors up. There was nothing you could do to deal with that. Like, you can try and drop infested Terrans, but the Colossus and the Zealots and the Stalkers are there to help with that. So it was really unfortunate for him.
You've got to be very careful. You've got to send your units together. Now, Slayers has one more player. I want to tell you guys, we were told the name was Slayer's Eve.
Yeah.
That's, of course, it's actually Slayer's Eve for English speakers. That's why it was like trying to figure out exactly what that meant. And it was like, oh, okay, it's just Slayer's Eve.
Yeah.
So we got actually like an info sheet about her. It's like, I know everything about her. I know where she lives. No, I actually know that. Yeah.
Well, of course you do. She lives in the Slayer's house.
It says here, Kim Ga-yeon, who is CEO of Slayers, picked her up because of her underlined twice talent and underlined twice good looks. So, we can see the good looks from here, but is she going to come out like as the ace of Slayers? I don't know.
No, I'd say she's picked up for down the road.
Yeah, she's probably got a lot of potential. I don't think we'll see her used in the team league here today, or maybe not even this season.
But of course, we do have TSL leading 3-2.
Yeah.
There's going to be one more map. Slayers have to pull this out. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure I know who's going to come out next.
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be MMA.
Well, it's a tough spot because he hasn't been performing as well versus Protoss.
By the way, this is, according to what I've just been told by producers, this is the single most kills a Void Ray has ever gotten in the GSL.
Well, any unit, I believe. Any unit. There we go.
Well, I doubt that's actually true. I think I've seen Colossi with over 100 kills before at the GSL. Oh, without splash damage. Okay, that's what I'm being told now. I'm like, I don't think that's true because I've seen some crazy Colossi.
Don't try and prove those guys wrong, man.
Just not.
Oh, here we go. I think we're going to find out who
our
Slayers player is. Will it be MMA? Will it be someone else?
Will it be Eve? Could be Boxer. I doubt it.
No,
it's not really going to be her. It's a trick. It's a trick. They're just using her stunning good looks to confuse their opponent.
Oh!
And then putting the 4 on it. That's not MMA, man.
No.
You know who that is? It's Ganji.
It is. A player who is going to MLG Anaheim.
Yes,
Going to be playing through the open bracket with Alicia as well. There's a lot of Koreans going to that tournament.
There are a lot. Shoya going as well. Oh, is this also a fake? No, he just went to the wrong booth.
No, it can't get through there. All right, so Ganji
There's his record for the GSL. 6 wins, 7 losses. He played against a lot of good opponents recently, though.
Yeah.
So that... I'm just going to actually have to tell you guys this from now on. When you see that record, don't go, oh, he's bad. Because I guarantee you they're not. Because I say that every time the record comes up, I'm like, yeah, well, this isn't really indicative of his skill. Unless it actually is, and I'm like,
He can't
he's
even
so
hold
sick.
a 50% win ratio. What is this?
Yeah. And then you can see like his GSTL Season 1, 0-1. I mean...
Yeah. Alright, so, like we were saying, MMA's PvP not as impressive as TVZ, so I really like this choice.
Yeah.
Oh, he's putting it in the middle
He's
this time.
putting it on his chest, where his heart is.
We've got 2 matches to win.
Yeah, he does.
So he's going to have to take out Killer.
Killer, yep. And then most likely, the gentleman himself.
Yeah.
Most likely. So...
I don't know, I think he can... Going from what I've seen from Ganji before, it is definitely within his skill set to do this.
He can absolutely do it. Killer has shown some awesome PvT, though.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Especially if the game goes late, that's when it gets really difficult.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these games today have gone really late and have turned into semi-base trades or a full one. It's a very intense day.
It is, man. I'm like on the edge of my seat. Well, the map is going to be Terminus.
Yeah.
So we could see a really long epic game. Although, for some reason, Terminus doesn't do that for TVP unless it's MVP versus Squirtle. Do you remember that game?
That's true.
Otherwise, Terminus for TVP ends up kind of being... That choke point makes it very difficult for both parties to engage if one party's army is larger or in a better position. So sometimes games just end prematurely at that choke point outside the natural. But we'll see. We did see a game with Tassadar pretty recently in Code A where he played a long game and actually used his High Templar just for feedback. Didn't make any storms at all. Interesting style from him. But late game can happen on this map.
Yeah. But that being said about Tassadar, it did work out for him considering he's in the Code A finals.
Yeah.
Not many people expected him to make it that far.
Yeah, that's very true of him. Puzzle, a lot of people here in Korea expected him to make it that far, but outside of Korea, a lot of people didn't expect that much for him.
Well,
remember,
I just haven't seen him yet. Like,
he actually used the ID Force Field Mon back in the foreign scene, so if you guys remember that, like, forever ago. And also ZeNEX 0. Actually, back then, I think he was just using 0. I don't think he was in a team.
everyone has enough
There's so many IDs.
Yeah.
I really think, personally, this is my personal opinion, I've been talking to a lot of people about this. Let me know what you guys think, or post about it on TL or like on GOMTV forums or whatever, about the idea of also using Korean players' real names. Because this is something I've been thinking about a lot, and I'd like to start using it more. Let me know, maybe on FXO Wolf on Twitter, at FXO Unstable, or at GOMTV on Twitter, or just on the forum somewhere, what you guys think about using Korean players' real names. Because I guarantee you, a lot of you guys sitting there watching this, you're like, yeah, I love Killer, he's such a good player. Do you know his actual name? Well, everyone knows.
TLPD, man.
Actually, everyone knows who Songho is, but you know, Puma, for example. Do you know his real name? I'm not going to tell you guys. Like that's something that I think is bad for esports right now, is that people just don't know the players' names. And I'm not saying like we're never going to use IDs again, but I think that this is something that's worth talking about. Personally, it's a big, for me as personally, it's a big issue that players don't in the foreign scene are not recognized by their actual name, and no one knows who they really are.
That's right. But back to this next matchup that I really, really want to see right now is how Killer's going to deal with this next match. Like, it is Terminus. He's on the back foot. He doesn't know what's going to be coming.
Yeah, he's played a lot of games. Like, that was a long game. He was behind that last game.
Yeah.
He turtled up. It was almost one of the most difficult positions to come back from ever, is when you're behind. Your opponent has like 4 bases. You can't even take your third. He's already got Infestors out. He's got better upgrades than you. And that's mentally draining to come back from a game like that. You have to make a lot of split-second decisions and make them smartly.
Yeah.
So his mind is going to be a little bit tired after this. So we could see almost anything out of Ganji. He could pull anything out of a hat.
Yeah. Well, we did see that Tal'Darim game, so I think it's going to be very similar to that. This map does tend to favor that easier third than the last one.
That's true.
And he did get that third up a lot quicker than Ryung. And that helped him have that banked resource to be able to rebuild his base at the end. And of course, once we get these players into the game, I really want to see how it is going to go. But Ganji, very good at aggression. So it might not be the same way. There's too many things that can go this way, Wolf. As we were saying before, this matchup is so diverse.
It really is. remember, again, like I was saying, the choke point at the natural is very, very narrow. So a lot of battles get decided by that choke point right outside the natural. And if you guys haven't seen it before, you might just see it in this game, what I'm talking about. Third base, very easy to take, but when those rocks go down, it gets a little bit more difficult to defend. From a Protoss perspective, it's really hard to defend.
Well,
but from a Terran perspective, it's a little bit easier to attack.
It comes down to you have to be out in front of those 2 choke points.
Exactly.
And map positioning really comes into play.
You either have to be at the back of the choke point or at the outside of it because of concaves. It's something that people don't realize about StarCraft 2, that the units automatically get a smart concave. Like in StarCraft 1, you actually had to like micro your units, or Dragoons were just kind of bumping shoulders together and stuff. In StarCraft 2, it's really easy to get that concave, so positioning itself, it's not like who can make the better concave. The concave is made for you, but the positioning is important. If you're attacking outside of that choke point and your opponent has a better arc, then he's going to be more units of his are going to be firing. Yours are going to be at the back, not firing. That's why that choke point is so important.
Yeah.
So like you're saying, you engage on the other side of it. You don't engage from the choke. Same like on the map Scrap Station that you guys have probably played a lot on the ladder. You break down the rocks in that little hallway. If your opponent's on the outside of it and you attack, not good.
Well, that comes into the aggression part as well, because Ganji generally is more aggressive. He will be able to be in that advantageous position where he can either keep Killer inside his base or just bait him out into a better concave.
Exactly.
So there's going to be so many different ways you can do about it, but we are going to be seeing Killer get in this game shortly.
Yep. Oh, he's loading it up.
Here we go. There's a lot of Korean commentator jokes going around.
Yeah, Legends like PMing me in chat. I'm like, dude, I'm casting right now. Like, we can have this conversation later, man.
Well, that's fair enough. All right, so
as everyone's like making jokes in chat too, in the lobby chat, it's pretty funny.
We should learn Korean faster.
We should. I mean, I can read, but my knowledge itself is very limited.
Yeah.
I'm actually, sometimes when I go places, I just know very simple phrases to ask where things are. And then if like they think that I know Korean because I do a good job with that, then I'm like, no. Like, don't actually go into like an in-depth conversation with me because I can't go there.
But of course, current score is 3-2 for TSL. They did take down Prime in their last game, so definitely a little bit underrated to a lot of people. They're only just breaking out to a lot of the foreign fans and a lot of the Korean fans as well. So they could take it 4-2, but I don't know. It's going to be very difficult to get past Ganji.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're going to...
The music's starting. Yeah,
the music started, man. Hope you guys weren't getting excited yet. You should right now. Killer looks pretty confident, comfortable in that booth.
Well, he is just taking down two players.
He's just checking out his nails. He's like, I hope I don't get my nails dirty, destroying you, Ganji. Ganji, though, on the other hand, looks very determined as well.
Well, Slayers did lose versus MVP, but at least here it does not look good for them, especially to try and make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's very important for all these Korean teams to do that. They really want that recognition. They want that sense of pride to be able to do that. But of course, the map is loading now, Wolf.
The map is loading.
Could be the last game of tonight.
It could be the last game. TSL has 2 lives left. Slayers, the only last life they have is Ganji. Can he take out Killer and the last man for TSL, or will Killer take him out right now here at the GSTL? Let's find out. I am Wolf, and with me is Unstable. We're here at the GSTL Jupiter.